Hello students, welcome to the class. I am Yogita. Our subject is nutrition for nurses, and today we are going to discuss about cooking. Yes, y'all may be very familiar cooking, and definitely some of you may be expert master chefs in this cooking. So today we are going to discuss that cooking. Now what do you mean by cooking? Cooking is nothing but we are subjecting the food into a action of heat, and we are bringing a desirable changes in that particular food item. Along with the type of different cooking methods, we are preparing a different kind of variety of dishes with the same ingredient, and this process is known as cooking. I'll give a simple example. You take an egg. If you boil that, it's a boiled egg. If you put it like on a pan and you add little onion and tomato and your chili, salt, turmeric, you can make it as a omelette, egg omelette. If you smash that and saute that, then you can prepare a egg burji, add little more spices and masala and make a gravy. Then you can prepare a egg gravy. See, ingredients are same. Major item is egg, no changes in that, but still you can prepare a different kind of variety of dish in that. Now this process is called as cooking. Next is principal object, a guideline of this cooking. Now cooking which is help for or which improve the digestibility. Cooking help us to bring taste to the food. Cooking help us to prepare a variety of dishes. Cooking helps in increasing the appearance in food, and cooking helps to destroy the harmful chemicals or harmful microorganism which present in the food item. Okay. Now cooking which improves the digestibility. For example, only some fruit and vegetables what we can eat raw. Rest all the vegetables we need to cook and eat, because some food items which has got a hard cellulose which will not digest so easily. Now gastric enzymes cannot penetrate that. Now when you cook, that cellulose will become swollen and that will be easily digested. Gastric enzymes can easily act on that. Now that is the major advantage what we get because of cooking, so that cooked food will become soft and easily digest in our stomach. Okay, then cooking, it brings the variety in our dishes. For example, with the same ingredients we can prepare the different kind of dishes. We are using the same ingredient, same food items, but a different type of preparation and different kind of dishes we can prepare, so that we can motivate individual to eat, and we can, even the small children, if you give the same kind of food, then they may not eat all the time with the wheat powder, wheat flour you are preparing chapati and eating, then they may not like. So we can make one day chapati, one day aloo parota, one day puri. It's the same ingredient. So this is called bringing variety in cooking. Now cooking help us to bring a different appearance. When you cook, we can present the food in a more different way, so that we can prepare a colorful plates for the children. Also it provide palatability. Palatability means good taste. When you cook, definitely taste will change. With the same ingredient you are preparing different type of dishes, and different type will have a different kind of taste. So that will improve the appetite, that will improve the appearance of that food, and that improves the taste of that food. Now along with that, cooking kills the microorganism. Maybe now certain food item may have present with certain microorganisms here, germs, but when you cook, such organism will die, because we are using a heat, we are using different method of cooking, and moreover when you boil, you are boiling more than 60 to 70 degree of water. Definitely organisms cannot sustain and survive, they will die. So that's one of the greatest advantage what we are having because of cooking. So this is the advantage, objective, general guidelines about your cooking. Next, different types of cooking. It's very important that different types of cooking. Now mainly we can see that there are three types of cooking: moist heat, dry heat, and combination method. In moist heat we are using boiling, simmering, steaming, poaching, stewing, blanching, pressure cooking. Okay, then dry heat, roasting, baking, frying, broiling and grilling. In combination method we are having braising. So this is about different methods of cooking. Let me continue in this class only. I'll explain you the different methods of cooking. First one is boiling. This is one of the simple method of cooking. All are very familiar with the method of this cooking. I'll give you a best example how we are making this rice. Ganji water. Okay, rice what you are preparing is a south side very important what to say main course. So main dish rice and sambar we are eating. Now that is the method that we are using, this boiling, where we are taking a water and we'll boil the water, then along with that we are cooking the food item. This is called boiling. The advantage is it's a simple method, everyone can use, so that mainly the starch what present in the food item that gets swollen and that will improve the digestion. But the disadvantage is when you boil and when you discard the excess of water, there is a chance that whatever the vitamin minerals may say tata bye to us. Okay. Next is simmering. Now simmering is also a kind of boiling, but here we are boiling, which is the boiling point will be less than that boiling point. We are taking a food material and we'll add the water, but it will be a lesser than that boiling point. 80 to 195 degrees Celsius we are boiling. Now meat and fish can be done in this process. This is called simmering. Disadvantage is it takes a long time to prepare. Immediately we cannot because we are doing it in a low flame. Then steaming. Now steaming is a method by which we are, with the help of steam we are cooking. I can give an example so that you'll have a better understanding. You may be knowing that how to make idli and puttu. We are using a steaming method. Now here again two type of steaming is wet steaming and dry steaming. See, we may have a big vessels where that downside of that vessel we'll put the water and we'll boil the water. When the water is boiling, the steam will come, and what we are keeping above side of that vessel like idli, that get cooked. So this is wet steaming, where the water moisture directly have contact with the food material. In dry steaming, water will boil, but when it come out, the food item is kept inside the container, so there is no direct contact with the water moisture. So this is called dry steaming. Now here in both the method we can cook easily. The greatest advantage is food will not so easily overcooked. Best example is your idli and puttu. So this is the two ingredients very easily we are doing with the help of steaming. Next is frying. You all may be know very familiar fish fry, yes, chicken fry. See, frying means we are using a oil here. We are not using any water. We are using oil to fry the items. Now again, two type of frying we can see, shallow fry and deep fry. Now shallow fry means we are using a little oil and we can put the materials, food item on the pan and we are boiling it. That means we are heating it, we are cooking it. Now for example, your cutlet, your fish, and what else? Cutlet, fish and tikkis, they all are prepared with the help of shallow frying. Now deep frying means where you're taking a lot of oil in your vessel and you put the item, put the fat material directly into the deep, dip in that oil. Then that is called deep frying. For example, samosa, puri, chicken kebab. See, we all are making a deep frying of this item. So this is with the help of oil we are cooking. Next is steaming. Now steaming is a method where we are taking the food material gently on the pan and we will have a closed lid container where we'll close the lid tightly. Then we are in a slow flame we are making that heating. So it's little different from the other method, so that it takes a long time. We are taking a very little amount of water and tightly lid has to be closed. Now here food will be cooked well and it is a slow process. There is no chance of loss of any vitamins or minerals. Okay. Next is baking. You all be very familiar like baking. You may say that I baked cake today. Yes, what is it baking now? Now baking means we are not using any water, we are not using any oil. Baking means here we are using hot air in the micro oven. Okay, we are using a hot air and we are cooking that food item, then that method is called baking. Cake is baked, bread, biscuits, we all are baking, we all are cooking that with the help of dry hot air. This method is called baking. Next is broiling. Now broiling method is also known as grilling. Now you may be very familiar. Grilling means where the grilling metal will be there. Food items are sticked into that, and it is exposed in front of the hot air. Flame. Okay. So outside part of that food material is exposed to the flame with the heat conduction process. Inside material also cooked. You may be knowing this, familiar with the grilling. Grill chicken. Best example, grill chicken. So it will be taking rotation in front of that flame, and the food is cooked. This method is called grilling. Next is roasting. Now roasting means here cooked with the direct contact of the heat or directly contact with the flame. Now roasting the surface, here we are cooking only the surface. Surface will get the heat. Here mainly like we are roasting the bread. Barbecue, you may be seen that barbecue of this chicken, meat, and also this is the roasting method. Now poaching means here cooking the food with the open pan with a little amount of water, and temperature is below 80 to 85 degrees Celsius. If you cook in that way, taking a pan, little amount of water, and low temperature below 80 to 85 degrees Celsius, if you are processing in that way of cooking, then that is called poaching. Now here I can give an example. Boil egg can be done in that poaching method. Okay. Then blanching, dipping a food into a boiling water for some time, and we are cooking that. Boiling water will be there, you will dip and you will take it out, then that is called blanching. Now if you want to make that stuffed brinjal, that time before that what do? You take this brinjal, make a 4 chop and 4 cut, and you'll put that into a hot boiling water, and you'll take it out, so that some cooking will be done before you make that masala and fried it in the pan fry. See, this is called blanching. Now braising means a combination of roasting and steaming of food in a pan with a light little fitted lid. Braising. Now braising is a combination of roasting and steaming. Now for example, you might have seen this when we are making upma with the what is that called? I forgot that upma when we make. Really forgot. I don't know what is that ingredient. Rava. Okay, with the rava when we make that upma, first we'll take a oil, we'll roast the cinnamons, then we'll fry that, then we'll add the water. See, both methods are we are combined, we're done together. Then that method is called braising. That means combination of roasting and steaming. Roasting and steaming. Roasting and steaming. Best method is making upma. Okay. So today we discussed about cooking, principle of cooking, and different methods of cooking like boiling, steaming, stewing, frying in that deep fry and shallow fry, and stewing, baking, roasting, grilling, broiling, poaching, blanching, and braising. I hope you understood. Please go through once again, and please go to the kitchen one so that you will know this cooking practically. Once you know practically, that knowledge will be better than what knowledge you get when you read and when you listen. Okay, please do that. Please keep cooking and keep studying. Thank you all.